You looking to buy mermaid products? The merchant asked Tabanus. I got Tears of the Undine, I got bottled songs, I got scales. Rainbow grease, Tabanus said. In your smallest size. Certainly, sir. I have 1 ounce tubs for a single silver piece, the man said to him. Tabanus did not know much, but he knew that 1 silver piece for an ounce of rainbow grease was overcharging of the worst kind. Tabanus looked over at the mermaid. Usually the poor creature's unhappiness would not have troubled him, but today Rachel was right up close to the tank. The little girl and the fish-tailed woman shared a wide-eyed glance that would make a golem teary. Tabanus did not need to ask to know that Rachel was not happy seeing the mermaid cooped up in the tank.
Hi everyone, it's Leo here, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I'm hoping to do while I'm here on Patreon and what I could achieve with your help. Now, the Bridgetown Tales are a project that arose out of a story game that I made with my friends called Lever Castle. And it's a game that my friends love to play to this day, and we would love to share it with the world, but the problem is that the amount of development that it takes to make a story game is much greater than even just writing a story. A game has to be understood by someone else, and they have to be able to run the story game for others in an effective way, and that's going to take play testing and finding people who are going to play it. We very much want it to be for families to play together, and it's just a hell of a lot of work and effort to put in to find those things while I'm also earning money in different ways. So I'm hoping that some of the resource that comes to me through these Patreon contributions will be put towards developing that story game that will give families some quality time in the fairy tale universe of Bridgetown and Lever Castle.
Tabanus, Rachel and Micros were looking down on a toy castle. The model was remarkably detailed, not to say quite odd. The castle had a rounded wall, a gatehouse, a traditional wizarding tower, a grand hall and a few outbuildings. In the courtyard, an intricate and beautiful model garden had been created. From the tallest point of the main building, a metal pin carried a red flag bearing the device of a frog wearing a crown.
There is a most fascinating story about the castle upon which this model is based,
Tabanus said proudly.
It's another story of the great Prince Avon Weatherstrong. You see, he was travelling in a faraway land, one where the entire ruling family found themselves transformed, turned into frogs by the evil sorcerer.
Tabanus, Rachel said, another time. Right now this looks fine for Micros, if he likes it. She looked up at the owl. It will do, the ghost said, not committing to anything.
In 2013, I undertook to write one fairy story every week for the entirety of that year, and I put each fairy tale on a blog which you can still access at bridgetowntales.blogspot.com. The tales were designed to be read one at a time, but they slowly built into a serial with an ongoing storyline. And part of what I'm asking for today is help with producing the next generation of Bridgetown stories.
The sound of horses' hooves rang against the stone of the desolate market hall, and a gigantic black horse came riding out of the mist. Sat upon the back of the horse was a knight in black armour, an enormous dark sword sheathed at his waist. "Halt, strangers," called out the knight. "Give account of yourselves now to the keeper of the way, and I shall set the price for passage upon the turnaround bridge." If you live in the States, then it's not a problem to measure your subscription in terms of real things like cups of coffee or candy bars. For UK patrons, every dollar is the equivalent of about 65p. At every subscription level, I've tried to ensure that you open up even more great perks to show my appreciation for your contribution. At the basic level, you'll get access to free audiobooks before anyone else on the planet. At the upper levels, you will unlock exclusive content that will only ever be available to subscribers.